Hello everybody, John Spalsato here from the Arizona Home Group at Keller Williams Snow and Living. Hope you guys are having a fantastic April because it's gorgeous out. And that's great news. It's also great news because your house prices continue to rise. All right, here is the median home price, okay, and this is exactly in the middle pricing. Equal amount of houses in Maricopa County below and equal amount of houses above. And median home price continues to rise since 2011. At the bottom, we're just under $300,000 for the median home price, which is pretty awesome. Inventory. Here's our big blue wave. Inventory continues to decrease. Why is that? Well, you know, it's springtime and there's a lot of buyers out there, and there's a lot of people moving here to Maricopa County. But for the most part, this is really being spurred by interest rates, which have gone down steadily for the most part most of the year. So when interest rates go down 0.5% or 0.75%, that's a much smaller house payment, or you can get yourself a larger house. More buyers are out there right now gobbling up that inventory and taking advantage of the interest rates. Interestingly enough, you can see there was a little bit of a dip in median pricing last year, kind of flatlined, and that probably correlated to the increase in interest rates that we had in 2018. So less buyers out there buying, interest rates went up a little bit, and pricing flatlined a little bit. But you can see pricing is still going up, and that's going to continue to do so. And inventory in general is going down, and that will continue to do so. And the reason being is because we just have a general lack of inventory across the entire nation. And the reason we have a lack of inventory across the nation is because we just didn't build as many new homes as we normally do for the last 12 years or so. All right. So here's housing in the United States historically, and you can see that we average about 1.4 million new builds a year when things are normal and things are good. Well, we had the recession, things crashed, and we had this huge gap. Right? Huge gap for about 12 years of houses that weren't being built. We even reached a low in 2009 where there was only 480,000 homes built in the United States. Again, the average being 1.4. So if you fill this gap of all homes, if things were normal for the past 12 to 14 years, we'd have about 8.3 million more homes available in the United States. That's a huge gap of inventory. All right, so think about that. 8.3 million homes that weren't built in the last 12 years. That's why most parts of the country you're seeing inventory down and pricing going up. Some markets it's stronger than others, but for the most part, there's a huge inventory depletion across the country. Let's look at Maricopa County. Historically, 36,000 homes a year in Maricopa County. And again, here's our big gap after the crash in the market. If we fill that gap, I mean, we reached the bottom of only 7,000 homes in 2009 from 36,000 on average, and we still haven't reached our average yet, okay? So there's still a lack of inventory that hasn't been built in the last 12 and 14 years. And again, we're looking at like over 300,000 homes. That's a lot of homes in Maricopa County that are missing. If you look at the entire valley, we got 100,000 people a year who are moving here. Now, not everybody's going to buy a house, but most people are for job relocations or just transfers coming in for lifestyle changes, retirees. You've got first-time home buyers who are coming into the market every day, especially with interest rates being as low as they are. Those people need to buy houses, and we've got a depletion of over 300,000 homes in the Maricopa County. So where is that going to come from? Well, it's going to come from the resale, all right, the blue wave. So here's historically, this is where the new builders are building in the outlying areas. This is where the land is available and it's cheap, and where they're building large subdivisions. But historically, that's where people went, not today. Things have changed. The demographics have changed. People want to live closer in. They don't want to travel further out to get more house. They want to be closer in, closer to the amenities, closer to jobs, closer to the airport. So these green areas is kind of where people are moving. So people are settling for less. An older home, or maybe one that they've bought that's a fix-up and a flip, or one that they can remodel themselves. That's where people are trending. They want to be closer in. So that will continue to eat up the current inventory. You can't build any more homes on the inner parts of the city. I mean, there's areas that are being infilled by some builders, but for the most part, if you want to live closer in, you're going to buy a resale house. So that's why our blue wave will continue to trend downward, and that's why economics say that prices will continue to rise. So buyers, let's put it in perspective. If you're sitting on the fence, you're thinking that prices are going to go down or there's going to be some sort of crash, even if we have a modest 5% appreciation over the next year, on a $300,000 house, that's $15,000, okay? That's going to be $15,000 more you're going to have to spend next year to buy the house that you could have bought today. All right. So if you're out there, give us a call. Let's talk about your options. Let's talk about different areas, and we can talk that might be best for you, the best suited for you and your family. If you're a seller, great news. Prices will continue to rise. Probably not as high as they were or fast as they were the last 3 to 4 to 5 years, but I'm still thinking a steady 5%, nice conservative lift, depending on your zip code. So great news for sellers. If you're out there thinking about maybe moving up or moving down, give us a call. Let's talk specifically about your neighborhood, and we can tell you how to get the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. So once again, John Sposato from the Arizona Home Group at Keller Williams Snow and Living. On behalf of the entire team, have a great April, and we'll see you in May. Take care.